I think you want to key on Vanderwall, obviously. You don't want to let her get too many open looks from three. She can be a lights-out three-point shooter. You look at her numbers on the year, she's 41% from behind the arc, and that includes a 1 for 10 performance against Franklin Pierce. So think how far those numbers dropped by going 1 for 10, and yet she's still above 40% from three. That tells you how good of a shooter she really is.
St. Rose won the regular season matchup last year 69-66, and then the Penmen would beat St. Rose in the first round of the Northeast 10 Championship here by a score of 75-62 in the playoffs. Kylie Lorenzen had a monster game in the playoffs, 26 points and 16 rebounds. Vanderwall was the leading scorer in the playoff game against SNHU with 15. Underway, Penmen going to our right, the open end of the gym here at the field house in their white uniforms. Dio comes up short with a three-pointer up top, and it goes out of bounds. And the ball will stay with the Penmen here. St. Rose could not bring it in. St. Rose in the black and gold.
Yeah, Ziliak with some good hustle, and you highlighted the offensive rebounding efforts for Southern New Hampshire.
Lorenzen with a travel. Larry Ruffing across the way, waves the hands to indicate the turnover. Scott Chandler and Kyle. Coach Pinkos up already, roaming the sidelines. In the lane, pretty easy one there for Klassen, and the junior knocks it down.
Yeah, Lorenzen a little bit unsure whether to help off of McDonald or to stay at home. Elected more to stay at home, and that opened up an easy shot for Klassen.
Lorenzen with the answer the other way, ties the game up 2-2, a layup from the right side. Kamara got a hand on a long pass going down low, and it goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by SNHU. It's a 2-2 tie. We're just underway, 4 10-minute quarters in the women's game now.
Interesting to see St. Rose kind of push tempo a little bit there. I think Southern New Hampshire is one of those teams that might be able to run the floor with St. Rose.
Inside, a little scoop from Birthright. Took a pass from Vara DeRay, missed it. Penman come out with a rebound as Russell leads the Penman into the front court. Lorenzen does not make many threes. That's not the best part of her game.
St. Rose lining up in a 2-3 zone.
Russell, little jumper, good. Penman lead 4-2.
And both times that the Penmen have made buckets, they've been able to break down the zone. Lorenzen took a pass from the free throw line, able to drive the basket. That time a nice little shot fake on the outside by Russell. Opens up the mid-block jumper.
Ball comes back around. Lorenzen has the matchup with Zoe McDonald inside, giving up a little bit of height maybe there. Lorenzen at 6 feet. Three-point try up top, no good for Vara DeRay.
Yeah, it's not a big part of her game.
And the ball out of bounds. Vara DeRay, 16 made threes, but the team leader, Ashley Vanderwall, has 49 made three-pointers.
Yeah, I mean, you'll talk about an outside threat for St. Rose. It starts and ends with Vanderwall. You have to deny her those open looks at three. You can let anybody else on the team shoot them pretty much, but anybody but Vanderwall.
Now Lorenzen, who has made only 4 three-point field goals all year, will try one here, and it's no good. And we have a rebounding foul inside on the Penman on Dio.
Yeah, I got her with an early push. And she was trying to read the flight of that ball off the back iron.
Penman still playing matchup man. Far side is Vanderwall. Black headband on.
And they got Lorenzen switched here on Vara DeRay.
He's standing a long way out, three-point side. Down to 8 on the clock. Vanderwall coming to her left, back over to Vara DeRay. And again pushes up a three-pointer. This one goes down with 1 on the clock. A three-point field goal, St. Rose by 1.
I don't think that's the shot that the Golden Knights would have liked. They had McDonald with a size mismatch inside, but never really made much of an effort to get it to her.
Ziliak with a touch. Left side over for Kamara. A three answer comes up short. Dio with a rebound. Back up strong and a foul on St. Rose. Be on 15, Zoe McDonald, and he'll put the Penman at the line.
Yeah, Dio very active on the glass early on. Clearly bringing that lunch pail attitude to the ball game tonight.
Been a terrible season from the line for Dio. Let's see if she can make one here. From the back iron, no good.
Well, it's just one of those things.
6 out of 24.
Gotta keep at it until you start to see the results.
Gets the second, and that one, nothing looked wrong there.
Nope.
5-5 early on, 7:17 to go in the first quarter.
Well, half-court press here from the Penmen.
Vara DeRay nearly dribbled into the backcourt. Now they'll get a 3-ball off the left side. Klassen, no good. Rebound saved into the hands of the Penman. Russell comes down the middle of the court to leave for Lorenzen. A little contact inside, back out with it. 3-pointer no good for Camara. Rebound Lorenzen, no. Looking for a foul, it didn't come. Rebound McDonald for St. Rose.
Yeah, that's the verticality rule. McDonald stayed straight up. Lorenzen went into the body, and that's why there's no whistle there.
Birthright goes on the left side for Klassen. St. Rose working into their half court. And we get a foul away from the ball. And it'll go on Carissa Birthright of St. Rose, her first, team second. Penman get it on a turnover.
It just got to the spot, turning the screen a little bit too late. And she went to cut off Ziliak. Ziliak doing the right thing, trying to go over the screen, make sure she's staying with the shooter Vanderwall.
5-5, 6:22 left in the first. Ziliak reverses it in the corner. Russell, bounce pass inside. Dio back to Russell. Under 10 on the clock, a drive inside, and another block for St. Rose. Dio comes down with it, but no reset on the clock, and the Penmen get it to Russell on the baseline. She sticks the shot from there.
Good find by Dio, pulling that ball out of traffic and finding Russell.
Under 6 to go in the first. Vanderwall coming left. Lorenzen pulls away, and that left Vanderwall wide open for 3, and she knocks it down.
Yeah, that's just a miscommunication on the defensive end. Lorenzen does the right thing, popping out with that screen to double on Vanderwall. But then Ziliak did not know that Lorenzen was going back.
Lorenzen with a little jumper inside, no good. Rebounding foul on Brianna Camara of SNHU. It's 8-7 St. Rose, 5:31 left in the first, and our first substitutions now in for Karen Pinkos, Jenna Roach, the freshman, and Aaliyah Paxton, the senior.
They actually gave that foul to Dio, so an early second foul on the other forward for Southern New Hampshire, and this is going to put a lot of pressure on Paxton. It's going to have to be sort of that hustle, that effort rebounder that Dio was in the opening minutes.
Paxton's been averaging about 10 minutes per game. Isavara Duray comes left side over for Clausen. Back to St. Rose. Shot off the mark for Vara Duray. Backside, the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Golden Knights, who now have a substitution into the game. Sophomore Nina Fadulo comes into the game, and that'll be for Zoe McDonald. Nearly halfway through the first, Penman down a point at home, 8-7. A club SNHU that's 8-2 here at home this year. Inside Paxton, comes back up top. Ziliak with an open look, and a 3 goes down for the junior.
That's really the key. Every time the Penmen have scored, it's been great ball movement against the zone. That time they get it to the soft spot on the baseline. St. Rose collapses. Ziliak ends up wide open.
10-8 Penman by a bucket. Pass inside. Lorenzen denies, knocks it out of bounds, and that'll take us to immediate timeout with 4:37 to play in the first quarter. It's SNHU 10, St. Rose 8. And we'll be back after this. This is Penman basketball at AM 610 WGIR.
When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can. And then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Coverage for you next Tuesday night with Adelphi here at the Fieldhouse. Starting to tick off all the teams on the other side before we come back and play the division rivals one more time.
Yeah, all the crossover games will be done by the time we get to the first weekend in February, and then it's 7-game sprint to the finish.
All right, off of the immediate timeout. Penman have played matchup man the whole game. Into the game, off of the timeout for the Penman, we see Molly Terry, the junior number 10. So already 3 off of the bench for Coach Pincos. Little shot comes off as a line drive for Vara DeRay. Missed that. SNHU up 2 with the basketball here. Ziliak for Paxton. The right side over to Roach. Comes back to Terry. Ziliak in the corner. Lorenzen's open. Long 16-footer. Good. Second field goal for the team's leading scorer. And the Penmen have rolled 5 in a row. They lead 12-8.
Again, another very balanced possession that time for Southern New Hampshire. Everybody touching the ball. Great movement against the zone. That's really the key. You have to be patient playing against it.
Neither team shooting the ball particularly well. That first media timeout, Penman 4 of 11. St. Rose 3 of 7. And the Penmen give up one here. Nina Fadulo on a cut goes in and scores on a layup.
Yeah, just got Lorenzen caught staring at the ball. His birthright was looking for something underneath.
Roach for 3 out of the corner. No good. Lorenzen knocked the ball out of bounds, and it goes back over here to St. Rose.
Not a bad look. Open shot from the corner.
Golden Knights on a 3-game losing streak. They lost at home to Bentley, kept it close, lost by 9. And then at Stonehill a loss, and then a tough one at home to Franklin Pierce. Their game over the weekend lost 78-74. Ball went down low and off SNHU. Karen Pencos arguing for Larry Ruffing to step in and to overturn the call, and it was successful. Ball comes back over to SNHU.
Yeah, you knew there was some uncertainty there because both officials just kind of looked at each other, and one just sort of gestured a little bit to see if it was St. Rose's ball, and they were like, I guess. And that's when Karen Pincos has to jump in and make sure her voice is heard.
Bounce pass to the free throw line. Camara knocks it down. Field goal makes it 14-10. Couple new players in for St. Rose. Cameron Grompman is a junior. Takora McIntyre is a junior. This is Grompman on the baseline. Just kind of forced it up there, caught the side of the rim, and an easy rebound for the Penmen. Left side's Terry. She can hit the 3, although that one no good. Paxton with an offensive rebound and a foul on the Golden Knights.
Again, more great work on the glass by Southern New Hampshire. That's now 5 offensive rebounds. So as many total rebounds as St. Rose has in this early stretch.
First foul on Nina Fadulo and the 4th on the team. Paxton bounces it once and then trying to get it out is tied up. Possession arrow will give it to St. Rose, so that'll be a turnover.
Yeah, just didn't really catch that ball in favorable position off the inbound.
2:28 to go in the first. Penman 14, St. Rose 10. To her left comes Grompman. Bounce pass inside, not a good one. Fadulo did a good job to get that ball before the Penmen were able to steal it, but now down to 10 on the clock for McIntyre up top. A long way out. McIntyre, right side, cutting for the ball as Vanderwall shoots a contested 3, no good. Camara got up into her face. Paxton with a Penman rebound as we go under 2. And the lob in the lane caught by Lorenzen. She'll finish it, but it won't count. St. Rose foul before the shot. And that will put Lorenzen at the line, right? Because that's the 5th foul, I believe. Oh, just the 4th. Okay. They put it up before I realized. 23 is Vanderwall's first foul.
There's 5. Dean with a quick charge to the basket.
Junior Victoria Dean just into the ball game.
And Fadulo just picked up her second, so that's going to get Birthright quickly back in.
Dean averaging about 13 minutes a game, averages over 6 a game, and is a 60% free throw shooter. No good on the first. We'll have another here. 14-10, Penman for their biggest lead of the night, and there it is at 5. Some pressure for the Penman in the backcourt.
Oh, they got McIntyre.
Turnover. Comes back over to SNHU.
Saw that the trap was coming and quickly anticipated the trap surrounding her, so she picks up the dribble, but the feet keep moving.
Three turnovers on St. Rose. Roach to the free throw line, comes back right side. Kamara dribbles there. Then got the pass over. Russell tries a long shot that's blocked. St. Rose breaks with the ball. They approach a minute and a half to go in the first. Takora McIntyre back up top here for Birthright. St. Rose had an early lead here. It's been SNHU since. Strong battle inside. Shot forced up by Birthright. No good. Rebound Penman. Trying to add to the lead here. Kamara down the lane. Comes up short with a shot. And then the ball taken down by St. Rose was knocked away, but we're going to get a foul here, I think, on Amanda Kelly. No, they're going to call it on Brianna Kamara. So it'll be the first on Kamara. Amanda Kelly also there for the Penman. A minute to go. Scoop shot from the near side by Grompin. No good. Penman come down with it. Roach looks inside too hard for Kelly, out of bounds.
Right idea. Just needs to be better execution on the pass.
Nobody on St. Rose with more than one field goal here in the first quarter. 46 seconds left. Penman will get the ball back again. Oh, nice cut inside. Vanderwall instead circles back into the lane and finds a better angle for her shot, and she puts it in. 15-12, Penman.
That's not a part of Vanderwall's game you usually see. Mostly just a spot-up shooter. But with the Golden Knights struggling offensively, had to break out something different.
Good movement of the ball for the Penman. They find Victoria Dean up top. No good with a three. And a rebound, St. Rose. Shot clock off. Final 13 seconds of quarter one. McIntyre thought about going to her right, then gives the ball up to Vanderwall. Nearly a steal. Comes back to McIntyre. Drives in underneath at the buzzer. No good. And the first quarter ends with Southern New Hampshire leading St. Rose here at the Fieldhouse 15-12. And our coverage of Penman basketball in the Northeast 10 Conference continues after this on AM 610 WGIR.
Walking the path of integrity. Forever embracing a life in balance. Standing tall and confident. Leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play. With clear vision and a full heart. Looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete. Representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition. United by our values. Determined by nature. Uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Men play down there. End of one quarter. Southern New Hampshire leads St. Rose 15-12, end of one. Penman shoots 6 of 18, 33%, 1 of 8 from three-point range. St. Rose 5 of 15, 2 of 5 from three. Dean.
Almost a walk.
Roach, Ziliak, no good off the front of the rim. Lorenzen and Russell, the starters for quarter two. St. Rose breaks And Courtney Klassen will finish at the other end. 15-14.
Good transition TIG. Vara Duray with her head up all the way. You can see she definitely has that European-style flair to her game.
And a 3. That was a tough shot for Gianna Russell. And she knocked it down and now has 7.
She's really shooting the ball very confidently. You mentioned coming off that career-high tying 14 points against Lemoyne. She's really starting to find her role in this offense a little bit more as that extra scoring option.
Vara Duray, no good. Well, it is an unusual-looking shot that she has, isn't it?
Well, and it can come off in a heartbeat.
Lorenzen in the lane the other way. Falls off left side. Kylie will be called for a foul.
Yeah, I knew she missed it and got overly anxious going after that rebound.
Her first, team's first. Aaliyah Paxton in for Victoria Dean for SNHU. 8:56 left, second quarter. Southern New Hampshire 18, St. Rose 14. And we mentioned the team split the 2 that they played last year. Penman got the important one, which was in the postseason. Up top is Vanderwall, a 3, and that rattles out. Rebound. Lorenzen rips it away from McDonald.
Good help by Paxton there.
Catch the other way. Russell at a travel, give it right back.
Just needed that one little half bouncer, needed to take off a step sooner because she came down with 2 feet and then went 1-2 to the rim. That's why the traveling violation's called.
You were right there with referee Kyle Westcott there.
You get so adjusted to watching, the NBA and even in some of the higher levels of college basketball where traveling is like a thing of the past. You see James Harden shuffle 5 steps and think nothing of it because you're amazed at just how quick he does it. But traveling is still a thing in the Northeast 10, and they call it pretty tightly.
Klassen with a drive to the basket for St. Rose and is fouled by Aaliyah Paxton on the drive, giving her 2 free throws, and the first is good. St. Rose on the year is a team 69.7% from the line. Klassen makes 1 out of 2. She was a 75% free throw shooter. Penman by 3, 18-15. Ziliak feeds Lorenzen. Inside, turns with the right hand. It wanted to come out, but then gravity kicked it. It's good for 2.
Well, that's one of the things that makes Lorenzen such a special player is just her ability. Even in the low post, just able to turn and elevate over McDonald.
Klassen drives the other way. No, Paxton with a rebound. Quickly, the Penman in the front court. Roach with a long pass. Ziliak taps for Russell. Inside, Paxton a turn, no good with the right hand.
Yeah, missed opportunity early. Roach was committed to sending that ball across wing to wing. She had waited. Lorenzen opened up underneath.
St. Rose in the front court, nearly a steal by Russell, and then Paxton looked like she had a clean block on East Vara Duray, but goes as a foul.
I'm with you. I thought it was clean. Paxton went straight up. Looked like Vara Duray went into the hand, but gonna earn herself a couple free throws. And this is a bit of a problem for Southern New Hampshire. You've got foul trouble in the front court now, and so someone off the bench is going to have to step up and play big minutes alongside Lorenzen.
Molly Terry and Amanda Kelly come into the game. Russell and Paxton out. Vara Duray makes 1 of 2, and the Penman will get the ball here up for 20-16, 7.5 to go. Vara Duray went for a steal of a pass out of the wing, knocked it into her bench. Penman come in with it. All right, Roach will go around to Lorenzen. Screen feeds Kylie back inside. No good. Play will work 9 times out of 10. It didn't go there. Steal on the outlet, and 2 for Amanda Kelly.
Good stick-to-itiveness that time by Lorenzen. Just poked that ball away from McDonald and right to Kelly for an easy layup.
More points off turnovers for the Penman. Other way, nice feed for Klassen inside. And a field goal the other way for St. Rose, 22-18.
Beautiful screen off the ball that time to open up that lane for Klassen.
Ziliak out here behind the circle. Terry, right side Roach. Ziliak on the baseline. It comes up short and an easy rebound inside Vanderwall. Golden Knights push it up.
Nobody's stopping the ball.
And right to the hole goes Vara Duray. No good. Lorenzen rebounds for SNHU. Kylie on her way to the double-double already, 6 and 5. Inside, Roach feeds Lorenzen, back out. Ziliak, wide open three, nothing but net. And the lead out to 7, as big as it's been all night. Second three-pointer for Kylie Ziliak. 25-18 Penman. Approaching 6 to go in the second quarter. Three-pointer up top doesn't go for Klassen, and SNHU battling for the rebound. Grabbed by Amanda Kelly.
Got away with a double dribble there. Officials already up the floor, didn't notice.
Lorenzen comes back up top. Ziliak on a drive and a travel.
It's that slide stop. Ziliak was thinking about continuing her pass to the rim, and then Lorenzen sliced down the lane looking for a pass.
Only one freshman has gotten any kind of time for St. Rose this year. Becca Towns from Poughkeepsie, New York, is into the game. Takora McIntyre. Cameron Grompman, we've seen her already today. Carissa Birthright and Courtney Klassen on the floor for St. Rose off the turnover, trying to chip at a 7-point lead, and Klassen comes up short with another three. And the Penman with a rebound, Brianna Camaro just came back in. Right side, Terry for three, good! Penman by double digits.
Quick trigger there for Terry.
13-6 start to the second quarter for SNHU. And we've got a timeout taken by St. Rose. So we'll take the break as well with 5:17 to go in the second quarter. SNHU 28, St. Rose 18. This is Penman basketball on AM 610 WGIR.
Welcome to the Tap House.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
5:17 to go in the quarter. All-time series is St. Rose 16-11. And I mentioned St. Rose was here in the playoffs last year, and SNHU won that game. Penman doing their part of holding serve at home. You got to figure out some wins on the road if you can. Been trying to get back to the Northeast 10 tournament for Karen Pinkos. Approaching 5 to go in the second quarter.
Zone look out of the timeout for the Penmen.
They'll take the outside shot, and Klassen, who had missed a couple of three-pointers, Ben dribbled in a little bit there, and she made quick work of that 15-footer, 28-20.
Yeah, St. Rose, they run a 2-3, so they practice against it a lot.
And they come away with a steal in the front court, knocked away. McIntyre all the way down low. Back out for Towns. They go inside and now will set up in the half court with no shot opportunity there.
But Towns had a bunny from 6 feet. She didn't want to shoot it.
Klassen comes on the right side. Ashley Vanderwall, top player for the squad, already has 5. We come back the other way off of the miss. Penman, Lorenzen down low.
Tough catch there by Lorenzen.
Did a good job to keep it out, though. 4:10 to go. Penman 28-20. Here's Molly Terry for 3. And there's another one from Molly Terry. She is the team's leader in three-point makes.
Well, that tells me that maybe she just wasn't featured on the scouting report for St. Rose. because she has come open twice on that right wing, and even against this zone defense, there has not really been a priority to close out. And she has just stared it down and fired it in both times.
Going to get a foul on the Penman's Amanda Kelly, who now will go to the bench with 3:50 to go here in the second quarter. Southern New Hampshire by 11, 31-20. Lob inside. Lorenzen got a hand on it, will go retrieve the ball in the corner, and the Penmen come away with a turnover.
It's now 6 turnovers aside.
Terry up top. Camara to Lorenzen, and a pass. Danielle Sorois in the game. Freshman out of Pelham, New Hampshire with a miss, and the ball comes back over to St. Rose. As McIntyre tries to go all the way down and lost it, trying to find her shot inside.
Well, Camara reached in. Must have got a hand on the ball and knocked it off of McIntyre. Another one of those Division I transfer recruits for Karen Haig. She's a great player out of Boston. I remember seeing her in high school, just overpowered other teams with her athleticism. You know, at the high school level, she was so much quicker than everybody else, just got a ton of fast break points.
St. Rose in a 2-3 zone. Lorenzen back out Terry, around the screen of Sorois, finds Camara underneath. He'll dribble back out with it. 10 on the clock. Sorois off the mark there. And a rebound pulled down backside by Vanderwall for the Golden Knights. Southern New Hampshire by 11, 31-20, under 3 to go, first half.
I like the decision to switch back to a man-to-man defense.
Terry with a steal. Tip the pass. Now coming down with a ball, and she finishes it. Turnover, and coast to coast from Molly Terry. Off the bench now, the Penman's leading scorer with 8, 33-20. Penman playing some good defense in front of Coach Pinkos. They look on the backside, looking for McDonald. Ball knocked around, loose ball, and the possession arrow points to St. Rose.
Yeah, Penman had the ball to start the quarter. So possession arrow with the Golden Knights here off the jump ball. Very active hands, looking to jump passing lanes, and just to touch on Terry, I mean, she had a lot of promise coming in. You know, maybe hasn't quite fulfilled what she was supposed to be. Nice move by Fadulo.
Just came back into the game. Fadulo takes the pass and goes in and scores. SNHU by 11, 33-22. Ziliak looking inside. Lorenzen bottled up, can't catch the pass. It's a turnover, and St. Rose breaks the other way, and it'll be a finish for Vara Duray, and a 30-second timeout used by Coach Pinkos. As St. Rose runs a couple of quick buckets. DeRay with a couple of field goals, 6 points. 33-24 is the lead for SNHU with 2:01 to go in the half.
Well, St. Rose has started to key in on the game plan for Southern New Hampshire a little bit. They're collapsing that zone and trying to deny Lorenzen. And see, before that turnover, 4 defenders all encamped sort of right around the lane. Southern New Hampshire still sort of trying to force that ball in a little bit. It leads to an easy break the other way.
Penman were 1 for 8 at 1 point from three-point range. Now they are 5 for 13, 4 of their last 5.
Goes back to that secondary scoring sort of we talked about off the top. You know, if they have a couple players like Molly Terry who can step up and knock down threes, we know she's certainly capable. It's just a matter of being able to do it on a consistent basis, and right now it's been consistent enough for Southern New Hampshire tonight that they've been able to press that advantage.
Penman plus 7 on the rebounds, 22-15, including 5-1 advantage on the offensive boards. Terry loses her dribble, comes right side. Ziliak drives from the near side, no, and the ball out of bounds and to St. Rose.
Yeah, it's a good take, though, by Ziliak. You know, draws Vanderwall out, drives in against the zone. McDonald, or Birthright, came over late to challenge the shot, and Ziliak just left it short.
Fadulo on the left side working against Lorenzen. Penman back in a man. They've shown a little zone here in the first half. Towns for 3, and that's way off the mark. Maybe that's why she passed up the shot last time.
Well, the one she passed up was from infinitely closer.
Other way, we have a kick ball. Jenna Roach back in for the Penman. Cameron Gromman back in for St. Rose. 1:13 to go in the first half. From right in front of the St. Rose bench, Camara for Roach. Paxton gives her a screen. Paxton inside. Lorenzen a three. Up top, off the mark left side. Rebound St. Rose. Kylie 0 for 2 from three-point range. Under a minute to go in the first half. It's a three-try for St. Rose that comes up short on the left side for Gropman, and now the Penman will bring it in the front court. Trying to get a bounce pass inside for Lorenzen. St. Rose kicked it.
Yeah, Kamara trying to thread the needle there. Even though you're on the break, I'd actually prefer to see that pass lobbed up over the top. Lorenzen's such a great athlete. You've already seen her elevate and win battles upstairs in traffic, even against taller players.
Ziliak off the inbounds feed, puts the three-pointer in the net, and the guards have had a great shooting half.
Now it's going to take the Penmen close to 40% now from behind the arc.
36-24, SNHU by a dozen. Feed goes inside. Birthright turns no good. Rebound.
Last off Paxton.
So it'll stay with St. Rose. Shot clock off. 23.2 seconds showing on the clock here in the Spirou Fieldhouse. Victoria Dean back in for the Penman. Kylie Lorenzen.
Making sure she doesn't pick up a second foul here before halftime.
We'll go to the bench. Yep. Varadere drives the baseline, comes all the way through. Tried an outlet pass tipped by SNHU, but St. Rose controls, and they'll dribble out near the Penman logo at midcourt with 11. Varadere, left side, knocked out of bounds by Ziliak. Clock down to 7.1.
Got to watch the inbounder, Vanderwall.
Great outside shooter, down to 5. Left side, Grumman turns, shoots, no good on the three. And here's the horn. End of the first half at the Stan Spirou Fieldhouse on the campus of Southern New Hampshire University. Penman trying to bounce back into the win column with some home cooking against St. Rose. Our score at the half, SNHU 36, St. Rose 24. Penman outscore St. Rose 21-12 there in quarter number 2. Good second quarter for the Penman.
Outstanding second quarter. Knocked down a few threes. Ziliak hit one, right before the final minute. Molly Terry hit all of her shots in that second quarter. What I really love about the Penman offense in that first half, Bob, is 11 assists on 14 made shots. So what we talked about with that 2-3 zone, they were really able to break it down by moving the ball, a lot of quick passing, really get that defense to stretch out, and that opened up the gaps a lot and really opened up a lot of the outside shooters as well.
The Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield halftime report is coming up. Southern New Hampshire 36, St. Rose 24. This is Penman basketball on AM 610 WGIR.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender or the color of your skin, or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
At SNHU, building a campus that feels like home is important to us.
I felt like I was walking to a family. I have that one-on-one experience with the professors here, and they take an interest in what you want to do, and they can help you use your passions to get you to where you want to go. When I graduate, my degree is going to propel me into my future. Southern New Hampshire University, it's been the greatest decision I've ever made.
Visit snhu.edu.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
Stand up if you are a first-generation college student. Stand up if you're a mother. If you are actively deployed, a veteran, or you're in a military family, please stand. The world in which we live equally distributes talent, but it doesn't equally distribute opportunity, and paths are not always the same.
I'm so proud of you, Dad.
I will tell you this, Southern New Hampshire University can change the whole trajectory of your life.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield has worked to keep the people of New Hampshire healthy for 75 years. Healthcare has changed dramatically over the years, but one thing is not, and that is our commitment to you and your family. We're a company made up of your friends and neighbors. We work each day to continue our tradition of providing healthcare to the 300,000 members we serve. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield focuses on wellness and healthy living. We work with and support numerous organizations in New Hampshire to build healthy communities. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, creating a healthier future for New Hampshire.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Label me.
You know you want to.
Don't be shy.
You do it behind my back.
So say it to my face.
Hey, you don't know me. You know what I am?
I'm a pitcher.
I'm a striker.
I'm a point guard.
I'm a linebacker.
I'm a setter.
Shortstop.
High jumper.
Wrestler.
Defender.
Goalie.
Student.
Student athletes.
That's who we are.
As Division II student athletes, we are committed to being our best.
Division II National SAC is proud to partner with the Sports Science Institute to play a role in the cardiac safety and health of student athletes.
Although many student athletes with heart conditions live healthy, active lives, up to 10 NCAA student athletes die each year of sudden cardiac death during athletic activities.
The facts are that immediate delivery of CPR and AED saves lives, so everyone should be CPR and AED trained. Please join us in this important initiative. Make it yours.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
When I see obstacles, I create opportunities.
When I see adversity, I find a way.
When I hear never, I say now.
Southern New Hampshire University is education made to fit your goals. With over 200 degree programs, flexible class schedules, and some of the lowest online tuition rates in the nation.
So when I face barriers, I can break through.
Break through at snhu.edu.
The American dream to me as an immigrant means having the opportunities that my parents didn't have. Being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed for me to get to this point. It was paying off.
Estoy muy orgulloso de Michael por haberse graduado de colegio.
My path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not had a scholarship. It would just relieved a lot of the financial burden.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
We can stop to make sure someone is okay.
Get in the way and disrupt the situation.
Notify an authority.
Or walk them home safely.
We can change the language around rape.
We can make campuses safer for our teammates, our friends, and our classmates.
We cannot be bystanders.
Taking action isn't always easy, but it's on us
to intervene.
Because we can. Learn more and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves. Our vision, our heart, our drive to achieve every goal we aim for because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
Walking the path of integrity, forever embracing a life in balance, standing tall and confident, leaders in the classroom, community, and field of play, with clear vision and a full heart, looking to the future, devoted to the student athlete, representing the Northeast. Diverse in composition, united by our values, determined by nature, uncompromised by choice. We are the NE10.
Welcome to the Tap House.
path to a college degree would have been completely different had I not run Division II cross country for the University of Mount Olive. Having an athletic and academic scholarship was key for my success. Our coaches were really helpful with balancing out my academics and athletics. I decided to attend graduate school because I wanted to become an athletic director. Receiving the postgraduate scholarship through the NCAA provided me with the flexibility to choose the school that I wanted. So now I know that I can accomplish any goal that I set for myself.
Scored all the way back, only to fall a little bit short in the end.
You know, if you go back over the last couple of years, I don't know if anyone has played Bentley tougher, at least in conference, than Southern New Hampshire. For whatever reason, the players, the styles, the coaching strategy, seems like no matter where the two teams are with their respective records, and a lot of times, you know, you see what Bentley has done over the course of years, they're you know, the favored team coming in, but no one has played them tougher than Southern New Hampshire. You know, they don't always get the victory, but a lot of times it's 5 points, 6 points, you know, 1-2 possession game right down the wire.
Same starters, both teams, to start the second half. For St. Rose, McDonald, Birthright, Vardere, Vanderwall, and Klassen. For the Penman, Ziliak, Russell, Lorenzen, Camara, and Dio. Lorenzen, 6, and she's the 4th leading scorer on the Penman in the first half.
I think that's a good thing.
Comes right to the hole here, and we'll get to the line. 6 for Lorenzen, 7 for Russell, 8 for Terry, and 9 for Ziliak.
Now, we talked about Southern New Hampshire needing that secondary scoring to really become the kind of team they want to be. You know, that true threat in the Northeast 10. It can't just be Kylie Lorenzen, and we've seen tonight it has not just been Kylie Lorenzen. Molly Terry came off the bench, hit some threes. Ziliak knocked down a few threes. And Russell doing a good job finding the soft spots in the zone to get open looks.
Lorenzen getting to the line to start the third quarter, makes 2 free throws, and SNHU now with its biggest lead of the game, 38-24. 9:44 left. Don't want to put Kylie Lorenzen to the line much. She's an excellent free throw shooter, 84% this year.
Third best in the league.
Shot comes up short. No good there for Vanderwall, who has just 5 points on 2 field goals, leading scorer for St. Rose. Lorenzen the other way. And her layup no good. Rebound, St. Rose.
Wanted a foul. Thought she got pushed in the back.
Refs letting them play a little bit?
It's been pretty physical for the most part.
Left side, Klassen. Feeds in, Birthright, back out. And a free throw line jumper for McDonald. No good. Rebound, Penman.
Shot that from below her chin. Sort of fading away from the basket when she didn't need to. Not a great look that time from McDonald.
Russell off the pass from Lorenzen is fouled by Vardere. Talked about her a little bit in the pregame show. Issa Vardere from the Canary Islands. And started her collegiate career at Idaho State. Russell makes the first. So Penman have already gotten to the free throw line 3 times here in the second half. Second free throw is good, and they've made them all. 40-24.
It's a good free throw shooting team, and if you let them take advantage of it, they will.
Penman only got to the line 4 times in the first half, already 4 times here in the opening moments of the third quarter. St. Rose also to the line 4 times in the game. They've made 2. 8:34 left in the third. Penman by 16. Birthright didn't want to go up against Lorenzen. We come back with it. And with the left hand, good for Vardere, and waved off by Larry Ruffing for a push.
Yep.
On the shooter.
Very subtle from Vardere, but a good view of the official that time. That was a great defensive possession for Southern New Hampshire. I go back to the first half. There was a possession where Lorenzen came out on a hedge behind his screen and then left Vanderwall open for a 3. Well, this time around, better communication between Ziliak and Lorenzen to not allow that open shot.
Ziliak tried to force a pass inside to Russell. It's no good, but a quick breakout for St. Rose. Winds up with an empty trip. Penman the other way with a right hand. A scoop by Brianna Camara for 2.
Well, a nifty finish with the right hand that brought Camara Had an open shooter out in the corner. Decided not to dish it.
It's a 6-0 run to start the second half, 42-24. For the Golden Knights, there's Birthright.
Ideal start here to the third quarter for the Penmen, trying to put this game in the bank early.
10 to go in the third. On the shot clock here, Vara Duray, no good. And a rebound for Lorenzen. Penman come back here, left side, drive, Camara, blocked. Klassen got a hand on it, loose ball, will have a tie-up, and that'll go over to the visitors. And Klassen to the bench, and back in is Cameron Grompman as Coach Karen Haig, the veteran coach, looks to find a lineup here early on. We're going to allow Gianna Russell to tie her shoe.
Always a good idea. Don't want anybody losing a sneaker out there.
And Russell, the second-year player, matched her career high with 14 points against Lemoyne, and she has a nice game going here with 9 already in this one. Penman by 18. Inside, pass goes to Grompman and out of bounds, Penman ball. Turnover number 9 in the game. Penman have turned it over 7. And a 30-second timeout for St. Rose will bring us to a break with 7:02 to go in the third. SNHU 42, St. Rose 24. And this is Penman basketball on AM 610 WGIR.
It's not about where you were born. It's not about your gender. Or the color of your skin. Or whether you're rich, poor, or in the middle. No matter what you play, if you have the skill and drive to succeed in school and in sports, we'll provide the opportunity.
At SNHU, building a campus that feels like home is important to us.
I felt like I was walking to a family. I have that one-on-one experience with the professors here, and they take an interest in what you want to do, and they can help you use your passions to get you to where you want to go. When I graduate, my degree is going to propel me into my future. Southern New Hampshire University, it's been the greatest decision I've ever made.
Visit snhu.edu.
SNHU 42, St. Rose 24, back at the Stan Spirou Fieldhouse. Penman with 11 assists on 15 field goals.
That's ideal. That's what you want to do, especially against the zone defense. You want to move the ball, find the soft spots, get open looks.
Ziliak working up in front of the SNHU bench, comes over to Russell. Ziliak back to Camara on the far side. Dio in the corner. Ziliak's made some threes. Got one here and a foul. 3+1. Ziliak will go to the line. No, she's not going to go to the line. It was a foul after the three-point shot. So the possession to the Penman.
Yeah, chance to go 2 for none. Yeah, Vanderwall just plowed through the screen set by Russell. A wide open look there for Ziliak, who's shot the ball well tonight.
Lorenzen left side. Camara comes the baseline. Back to Kylie in the lane. Stripped of the ball. Comes back with it. Puts it up looking for a foul. Didn't get it. You can see that look on her face. Come on. Quickly the other way, and St. Rose turns it over. Well, and not only that, by the way, Golden Knights are at 4 fouls already here in the third.
Yeah, they're just really out of sync offensively. They've turned it over a couple times already in this third quarter. They just can't get what they want on the offensive end. They can't get any quality looks. It's starting to feed into their defense a little bit, I think.
Penman have rolled out to a 45-24 lead. They've scored 12 in a row. Trying to find Lorenzen inside. It'll wind up in the hands of Vara Duray. St. Rose the other way. Not in good position offensively there. Now they'll get into their set with 6 minutes to go in the third. Birthright near side for McIntyre. Looking inside. She's bottled up by Dio. Take it back around. DeRay with a scoop and a foul. And she'll get to the line here with 5:49 to go in the third.
Well, it's one of the things about Vara DeRay is when St. Rose sort of gets in a bind, she's one of the few players I think that the Golden Knights have that can create her own shot in a moment's notice. She's so quick off the dribble. The problem is she's just not terribly accurate on the move. You know, you have some players who are those slashing type players who can, you know, find their own shot and finish through contact, you know, even off balance. And she's just not quite as consistent, I think, as she would like to be with that shot on the move, but able to get free throws out of it.
A lot of substitutions on that last play. 3 in for the Penman: Molly Terry, Aaliyah Paxton, and Jenna Roach. St. Rose with some substitutes as well. 1 of 2 free throws goes for Vara DeRay, and it's a 20-point lead for SNHU, 45-25 here in the third. Terry coming around the right side. Ziliak, 1 off her career high now, and that's a turnover, yeah. Or up and down, as we used to call it.
I don't think I've seen an official call up and down in at least 5 years. All various forms of traveling now.
Uncontested, St. Rose in the front court. 5.5 to go in the third. McIntyre to run the point. Left side, Becca Towns, the freshman. Off the glass, doesn't go for Grompman. And a rebound, an easy one for Lorenzen. That is her 8th. In the corner, boy, Ziliak, nice save. Comes back to Terry. Roach stripped of the ball. She came into the lane. It's a steal for St. Rose. It's not getting points off of the turnovers.
No, that time Paxton doing a good job sprinting back, able to cut off McIntyre.
Grompman for Towns. Inside, Birthright to take on Paxton. Good and a foul. First field goal for senior Carissa Birthright. Paxton in limited time has 3 fouls now, and that'll bring us to a timeout with 4:49 to go in the third quarter here at Southern New Hampshire. Penman 45, St. Rose Golden Knights 27. This is Penman basketball on AM 610 WGIR.
As a student athlete in college, I first got involved with the NCAA at the national level. It was through the Student Athlete Advisory Committee, SAC, gave me an opportunity to advocate on behalf of all student athletes, to affect change and to make an impact. The NCAA is giving the student athlete a platform to voice their concerns and to be able to advocate for what's going to affect their well-being. The policies that are being put in place are speaking towards academics, they're speaking towards well-being, they're speaking towards fairness, creating a culture so that the student athletes have the best experience as possible.
Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield has worked to keep the people of New Hampshire healthy for 75 years. Healthcare has changed dramatically over the years, but one thing is not, and that is our commitment to you and your family. We're a company made up of your friends and neighbors. We work each day to continue our tradition of providing healthcare to the 300,000 members we serve. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield focuses on wellness and healthy living. We work with and support numerous organizations in New Hampshire to build healthy communities. Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield, creating a healthier future for New Hampshire.
Up next for the Penman, a trip over to Western Mass on Saturday in American International. And then back here at the Field House next Tuesday night for Adelphi. 45-27, SNHU by 18 with 4:49 to go in the third quarter. And when we went to the break, Carissa Birthright shooting 1. No good. SNHU's Paxton with a rebound.
Tough night so far for Birthright. That was her first basket. She's somebody who can average double figures on a pretty consistent basis, but there really hasn't been much inside scoring tonight for St. Rose. It's sort of been either off transition, driving, or getting jump shots.
Roach, free throw line, forced 1 to Lorenzen, and it's stolen away by St. Rose. 18-point lead for SNHU. McIntyre comes in underneath at a Penman foul, and I heard a scream from across the way of no, but that's Kyle Westcott's got the call here on 15. Jenna Roach, her first. Cora McIntyre, no good. They've had a rough night from the line, right?
3 of 7, now 3 of 8.
Double miss. Lorenzen with a rebound. Tough to win on the road when you can't make your free throws. In the corner, Terry. Lorenzen flips it back. Ziliak feeds Lorenzen. Bounce past Paxton, baseline. Jumper no good.
Boy, she had such great position under the basket, and nobody got her the ball early. Paxton forced to settle for that outside shot.
Lorenzen will pick up top Fadulo for the Golden Knights. Under 4 to go in the third. Penman big by 18, and a shot. Fadulo travels with it inside. Brianna Camara back in for the Penman, and Zoe McDonald in for St. Rose. .350 left third.
This will be interesting to see what St. Rose does here offensively.
Terry knocked down a couple of threes. Molly comes back over. Camara to Lorenzen. Back to Terry. Launches. The three ball comes up short. Camara had her hands on the ball there for a moment, but stolen back by St. Rose. They come breaking into the front court. Play called out by McIntyre.
No real dominant scoring presence on the floor right now for St. Rose. Fadulo's probably the closest.
Way short for Grontman, and then if you even want to call it a pass, McDonald had a chance inside. No. Long pass try to hit Terry is intercepted by St. Rose underneath. They come back the other way, 1-on-3. Now we'll set up in their half court. St. Rose has 3 points in the third quarter. They had 24 at the half, 27 now.
I mean, they're still just searching for answers right now on offense. You can see nobody's really looking to score.
Fadulo a turnaround, no good. And when you're down big, you've got to put it up pretty early on the clock.
I mean, I think at this point, their best case scenario is to, do anything and everything in their power to get Vanderwall open looks. Only got that one clean look at a three, which she knocked down in the first half, but really hasn't gotten too many shots away.
Brianna Camara back in for Aaliyah Paxton for the Penman. St. Rose inbounds it, new clock, 3-point try. Vanderwall, no good, still sitting on just the 2 field goals in the game. Rebound, Golden Knights. At a new clock, but with 2.5 to go in the third, it's 45-27 Southern New Hampshire.
Let's see, that's more of what they wanted, though, off the inbound. A double screen that closed quick allowed Vanderwall an open look.
McIntyre with a right hand, up and good. Her first field goal. A junior from Boston.
That's what she did all throughout high school, just a straight sprint to the rim and flip it up.
Out of the corner, Penman looking for 3. Camara, no. Terry with a rebound. Could have launched the 3 right back, but did not.
Yeah, good patience. Dio keeping that play alive.
Terry, they go back out to her. An open 3 ball, no good. Rebound pulled down by Fadulo. 1:50 left in the third. Right corner, Vanderwall. Pass inside, little trouble with it. McDonald reels it in, then tried to fire a bullet into the corner that's intercepted. Terry goes long ahead. Catch Lorenzen, basket for Southern New Hampshire as the defender falls. Lorenzen, it's a double-double. 10 points, 10 rebounds. And it's 47-29 Penman.
Wow, great confidence in Terry to be able to launch that pass because Fadulo had Lorenzen well covered up there.
$1:15 to go in the third. Right side, McIntyre. Comes over to Vanderwall. Fadulo, the cutter up top.
Almost
Ziliak
locked.
is the one, by the way, playing Vanderwall.
Yeah, she's done a great job on her all night.
Jumper here. That'll be a 3, and it's good for Fadulo. Actually, Larry Ruffing corrects and says just a 2-point field goal, so 1 field goal in each quarter for Nina Fadulo. It's 47-31.
It's interesting. I thought she had actually gotten behind the line for a 3 there.
58.6 to go.
Oh, Larry didn't hear me.
Lorenzen and Molly Terry to the bench. Well, whether you think it's a 3 or not doesn't matter, right?
Right.
Bounce pass right side, Ziliak. For a referee to that emphatically say a 2, he would have been pretty sure.
Yep.
Steele, Towns for St. Rose. Drives, scoop with the right hand, no. Rebound Penman. Into the lane comes Kamara. Tried to work it into the corner for Russell. Stolen away by Vanderwall. Shot clock off, 23 left, but there's a wide open player inside, and they find Birthright for the layup, so you take that.
Good sprint up the floor. St. Rose trying to start the long climb back here.
11-2 run here at the end of the quarter for St. Rose. 6 on the clock. Dean left side. Kamara, jumper no good, and that'll bring us to the end of the third. And a little momentum for the Golden Knights there at the end of the third. They've trimmed the Southern New Hampshire lead down to 14. We'll turn for home. Final 10 minutes. Southern New Hampshire 47, College of St. Rose 33. This is the women's game first today, part of a doubleheader on AM 610 WGIR. Penman ball to open the final 10-minute stanza in that third quarter. Neither club shot the ball well. Penman outscore St. Rose 11-9 in the quarter, Ben, on just 3 of 12 shooting, 4 of 14 for St. Rose. The Penman have a 14-point lead. The lead has been as large as 21. Jenna Roach opens the fourth. Victoria Dean, Carly Ziliak, who will take the first shot, and it rattles out. Sarah Dio is out there for the Penman as well. So who did I miss? Dean, Dio, Roach, Ziliak, and Gianna Russell. And a miss and out of bounds, and St. Rose can work at trying to trim away the lead as well. Zoe McDonald, Becca Towns. Here on the near side, Ashley Vanderwall. Inside Carissa Birthright, and the shot by Vanderwall is good. And it's down to a 12-point game, 47-35.
Yeah, that's where St. Rose has to try and take advantage, pushing the ball up the floor, and they got to get Vanderwall quality looks.
Courtney Klassen, the other starter here in the quarter for the visitors. Dean for 3, way off the mark, and out of bounds to SNHU.
Penman's starting to fall in love with the three-point shot a little bit too much, especially late in that third quarter. You know, it's not the only way to beat a zone defense. It's a way, but it's not the only way. And back in the first half, Southern New Hampshire was doing a really good job rotating the basketball and not only getting open looks from 3, but also getting good looks inside the paint off ball movement.
Russell out to Ziliak, three-pointer, good. And a career high for Carly Ziliak, who has 15.
Of course, if you're just going to knock down threes all day like Ziliak has, you can do that too.
Ziliak had had 13 against Franklin Pierce, 15 tonight. Becca Towns comes left, comes right. Baseline looked like a travel by McDonald, and a three-pointer for Courtney Klassen. 50-38, the Golden Knights answer with 3 of their own. With 8:33 to go, Lorenzen opened the fourth quarter on the bench. She's at the scorer's table now. Ziliak for 2 more, no good. Rebound Towns for St. Rose.
Didn't feel quite as good about that one. She was trying to get her feet right the whole way.
And here is the drive, and Towns with her first field goal. And the lead down to 10. Timeout. SNHU with 8:15 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll take the break at Southern New Hampshire 50, St. Rose 40. This is Penman basketball on AM 610 WGIR.
Stand up if you are a first-generation college student. Stand up if you're a mother. If you are actively deployed, a veteran, or you're in a military family, please stand. The world in which we live equally distributes talent. but it doesn't equally distribute opportunity, and paths are not always the same.
I'm so proud of you, Dad.
I will tell you this, Southern New Hampshire University can change the whole trajectory of your life.
Opportunity to me means doing the things that will make you a better future. I always dreamed of graduating from college. So being the first one in my family to graduate, it meant everything my parents sacrificed was paying off. Having an athletic scholarship for the University of Mount Olive was key for my success. I had the opportunity to not only get an education, but be able to develop as an individual.
Golden Knights on a 16-5 run right now. We've played for a long time in this game with the Penmen up by double digits. And now it's 50-40. Off the timeout, Amanda Kelly on the floor for the Penmen. Also, Lorenzen. Left side for Jenna Roach. They've done a good job on Kylie inside. She's gotten her points and rebounds, but they've been tough. Left side, Russell down low. Kelly back up top, Roach buries a three. That's a big one. Penman didn't get back, and they don't have to pay for it as Clausen came up with a miss. Penman came down with a rebound, nearly stolen by St. Rose, and Lorenzen took it right back. Just wanted that ball. 7.5 to go. Penman by 13. First field goal of the game for Jenna Roach. It's a big one. Gives the Penman a little momentum.
Again, came off ball movement.
And here is Roach again. In the corner for Russell. Into the lane. Finds player down low. Kelly's reverse is blocked. Been 5 St. Rose blocks in the game. They come down with the ball. Vanderwall looking for Towns. Kick it around, under 7 to go. Penman by 13 here on their home floor. 53-40. Towns calls out the play. Berth right back for McDonald.
1 at a time.
5 on the clock. So Klassen puts up the three-pointer, and the Penmen come away with a rebound of the miss. Kamara inside. Lorenzen a turnaround. Short rebound. Lorenzen goes right back in, and now we'll go to the line on a foul.
Just has that unique ability to be able to create space out of nowhere. McDonald seemed to have her trapped there along the baseline, and somehow Lorenzen just sort of able to step around and through. They didn't have the angle to really make the layup, but just by going up, draws the contact. And we know she's usually money at the free throw line.
Oops. No good. Doesn't make them all.
I mean, I said it after she shot it.
She misses 1 out of 6.
I don't think that counts as a broadcaster jinx if I say it after she shoots it.
We'll try the second one here. That is good. Lorenzen is 11, and the Penmen lead by 14 at 54-40. And they press. St. Rose had a little trouble with the press in the first half. Right side, Vanderwall. Sometimes you get up 20, 25 or so, and you pull the press back a little bit. St. Rose made a run.
An interesting decision because it invites sort of that pass over the top and maybe an easier opportunity offensively.
Deep into the clock now. St. Rose. Towns out of the corner with 4, no good. Had a rebound for Amanda Kelly. Off the bench, she has 5 rebounds. Penmen have done a great job on the boards. Kelly with a catch here. Out for Kamara. Good! 7 for Kamara, her first three-point make of the night, and the Penmen back out to a 17-point lead.
And again, textbook offense against the zone. You get it into the middle, and you know, Kelly's not a lights-out shooter or anything, but she makes an aggressive move towards the basket, draws the defense's attention, and that opens up a good look for Kamara.
Inside Birthright. Back out. Vanderwall with a miss. Penman with a rebound. Zeliak able to get to the loose ball, and it's going to be out of bounds off of St. Rose as she threw a pass across court, tipped by St. Rose. Nearly halfway through the fourth. Ziliak left side, Russell a three. Good, and the Penmen have not given up on the three, and they've now made a couple of them. And the lead back out to 20, 60-40.
Well, it could have gotten a 4-point play there. She got knocked down by Vardere right after taking the shot. Now that's really been huge for the offense tonight for Southern New Hampshire. Over 40% from behind the arc, well above their season average. And you just have to love the confidence with, it's not even just one player. You know, it was Terry in the second quarter. Ziliak's been hitting them all game. Now Kamara and Russell joining the party as well.
Before tonight, the most threes made in a game by Carly Ziliak was 2. And tonight she's 5 out of 6 for 15 points. It is her career high here with Southern New Hampshire. Kylie Lorenzen, 11 and 11. 11 points, 11 rebounds. Another good game going here for Gianna Russell. 9 points. And Molly Terry, a couple of threes and 8. Leading scorer for St. Rose, Courtney Klassen, has a dozen. And with 4:53 to go, Southern New Hampshire, just a moment ago, had a 10-point lead. They've scored 10 in a row, and they lead 60-40. On the way to victory number 11. Up top of the ball is McDonald. Right side looking for Towns. Dribbles to the free throw line. Bounce pass low right into the hands of Brianna Kamara. And the Penmen finish it off at the other end.
Great pass. Great pass to find Lorenzen.
13 for Lorenzen. 12-0 run for the Penmen, who have held St. Rose to 16 points in the second half. Towns had to do something with it. The counting didn't quite get to 5. But we are down to 5 on the clock here. Towns working against Lorenzen, and she didn't get it. It's a tough match. Russell with a rebound. And under 4 to play. Kamara down low finds Kelly. She wants it, but doesn't get the shot. Golden Knights come down with it. 3:38 left. McIntyre for Towns. McDonald trying to work her way in. St. Rose will kick it around. 3:28 left. Inside with the right hand. Off the mark for McDonald. Rebound Penman. And we're going to get a foul on the arm. Just the second foul of the quarter. I looked up and I said, are we close to shooting? And it's 2 fouls on St. Rose. And the Penmen have not committed a foul here in the fourth.
It's just been a lot of up and down. Both teams have started to loosen the reins a little bit.
McIntyre with the foul there on St. Rose. Lorenzen, and that's a foul on Birthright. And Kylie's going to the line for 2.
Good delay. They start Lorenzen out right at the top of the arc. They run everybody out of the lane, and that clears it for Lorenzen to make a charge right down the middle.
Was the third foul on Carissa Birthright. #21, Nikki Siotis, a senior from Winthrop, Massachusetts, in for St. Rose. Lorenzen to tie teammate Carly Ziliak with 15 points, game's leading scorer.
That means just about everybody has played tonight for St. Rose. I think Leah Dollard, the only one who has it, and I think she's the one in sweats.
64-40. They didn't bring a deep team in, did they? Here's a jumper, good. And Birthright with her third field goal. So that stops the 14-0 run, but going to be too little for St. Rose now with under 3 to play. Ziliak. Lorenzen comes to Kamara. Russell back over to Ziliak. Right side, three-pointer, good. Another 3 for Southern New Hampshire. They've made a dozen of them in the game. 67-42.
That ties a team high. They nailed 12 threes earlier this season against Bentley.
2:26 left, 25-point lead. Right side is McIntyre. Goes to her left, into the lane, and an offensive foul. Kind of put the ball there into Gianna Russell and pushed her away. Danielle Sorois into the game for the Penmen. Heather Durand, the freshman from Portsmouth, New Hampshire, is out onto the court here now for the Penmen. Samantha Chaps, a freshman from Old Saybrook, Connecticut, getting their time here in the closing moments of this one.
This is pretty much the sign, I think, from Kelly Pinkos that she feels like this one's comfortable enough with 2 minutes left.
8 on the shot clock. Kamara will leave it in a three-point try. Good. Why not make another one? Heather Durand gets the Penman to 70. It's her second made three-pointer. Playing in her 9th game tonight, St. Rose threw it away. Jenna Roach back into the game as well. And that'll send Brianna Kamara to the bench. Terrific finish for the Penman.
Oh, absolutely.
Wait, 1 point here. They look like they might be in a little trouble. Since that mark, 20-2 run.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, since it was 50-40. Roach. Molly Terry.
Just another barrage of threes.
Chaps down low. Sorois feeds. Terry with a scoop, no good. St. Rose with a rebound. Minute 10 to go. Grotman across the timeline. McIntyre taps her head a couple times to call out a play as we go under a minute to play at the Stan Spirou Fieldhouse. Game 1 of our doubleheader tonight. 70-42 Penman. Right side is Siotis. And a shot up and good for St. Rose. Nina Fadulo is fouled by Samantha Chaps. Basket will count and a free throw coming as well. For St. Rose, it'll be a 4th straight loss in a club that beat Lemoyne earlier this year. But not playing their best ball right now. Still time to recover. 70-45.
Well, you know, at the end of the year, when you look back at who the best teams turn out to be in the Northeast 10, inevitably there's always a few head scratchers. But that's this league. On any given night, anybody can win, no matter how tough a year they might be having.
Terry back to Roach. Coming on the left side. Jenna put it up with the right hand, no good. Shot clock off, final 17 seconds to play in this one. McIntyre down low. She'll try the shot after taking the return pass. Rebound SNHU, and they'll dribble it out here. A couple of clubs, Ben came in here with identical 10-7 records. But SNHU pulls away and beats St. Rose in this one, 70-45, with a terrific finish there in the fourth quarter.
Well, as we were wont to say, not all 10-7 records are created equal. And I think it was pretty clear, you know, which team is playing better, at least at this moment in time. You know, you look at what Southern New Hampshire was able to do. One of their best defensive efforts of the year. They held St. Rose to just 33% shooting, only 3 of 18 from 3. They really kept Vanderwall in check, only knocked down 1 3-pointer. And on the other end, got that great secondary scoring, a team-high 13 made threes. And Ziliak stands out, certainly knocking down 5 of them, but it wasn't just her. You know, we saw a couple different players step up and knock down shots at various times.
Looks like our men's game is going to tip right on time tonight at 7:30, if you're wondering, and we're going to stay on the air. During the between games portion, we'll hear, I believe, probably from our player of the game tonight and our coach, Karen Pinkos, after Southern New Hampshire takes down St. Rose 70-45. Penman, again, saw St. Rose close to within 50-40, only to pull away. They wind up winning the fourth quarter 23-12, and SNHU outscored St. Rose in all 4 quarters of the game for the win. So SNHU with the win, 11-7 overall, 5-6 in NE10 play and 9-2 here at the Fieldhouse. And St. Rose 10-8 overall, 3-8 in the league, and 2-5 on the road.
Well, St. Rose